What is going on, Ock Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today we got to talk about something special because 2020 has been a very particular year, and it has derailed so many people from not just intermittent fasting, but all of their protocols or whatever they do fitness-wise, and moving them away from reaching their goals. However, we're going to focus on intermittent fasting and mistakes that are particular to 2020 that you can be doing that is derailing you from the entire process and from being efficient with intermittent fasting. I'm gonna go ahead and break that down in this video. Alright guys, not going to bog you down with my jump rope, but it's only $16.50. You can click on the top right hand corner of this video or down in the description box below. It's a speed rope with a swivel design that is only $16.50. It's hard to go wrong with the Fledge Fitness jump rope. And of course guys, thank you for your support. Now let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright, the first thing that we need to just take off of the list quickly, because it's probably the most obvious thing, is the sedentary lifestyle. Most people, because of 2020 and its uniqueness, has fallen into a more sedentary lifestyle where you're not really moving a lot. Many of you have been transitioning from working at an office to working from home, or just not even going to work altogether, and all of that has just reduced your NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So over the course of a day, a course of a week, or over the course of months, your energy output has reduced. And if you aren't accounting for that in your energy input, which means the calories that you're eating, then this can completely derail everything that you're doing. Not to mention, when you're doing intermittent fasting, you are doing that metabolic switchover and you're in that post-absorptive range, so your body is being very active in terms of burning body fat. If you're not being physically active, then your body is not going to need to pull so much of the body fat. Please keep in mind, this is when calories come into play. This is why calories matter, because although your body is burning body fat with intermittent fasting, it needs a reason to burn that body fat at the end of the day. If not, you will be at a net positive energy balance or just net the same. And by that I mean there are always going to be moments of burning and storing throughout the day. But when it's all said and done, if you didn't burn more than you stored, your body will still, even if you're intermittent fasting, store more than it actually burns. So please try your best to be as active as possible. If, for example, you are in a scenario where you're inactive, then try to create incidental moments of being active. For example, if you can walk to the store instead of drive, but you normally drive, try to walk. Or if you have to drive to the store, try not to park so close so that you can instead walk. Try to stand more than you're sitting. Even though sitting and standing is not so much of a difference, usually your body is more active when you're standing because you're trying to keep your balance, you're moving around, you're walking. Just add more elements of incidental activity that isn't necessarily just exercise, but it is movement, especially when you aren't creating that movement anymore because your lifestyles have shifted because of 2020. Now let's go on to mistake number 2 that people are making for intermittent fasting when it comes to 2020 is exercise. That has been completely thrown by the wayside because it just isn't even convenient anymore. You used to go to the gym, it used to be a no-brainer, there wasn't an issue. Now you gotta wait 30 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever it is. You can't use all the machines that you want to use. It's oversaturated. So many people are using the same machines. There's certain times that you can go and certain times that you can't, which just zaps your motivation for even trying to go to the gym. I would highly recommend creating different workouts that you could do at home that doesn't even require going to the gym. Certain calisthenic workouts that you can do no matter what, so that you always hold yourself accountable and you don't give yourself any kind of physical excuses to say why you didn't go to the gym, because those things create snowball effects. And what ends up happening is you create an excuse for Monday, then you could easily create an excuse for Tuesday. And because you create an excuse for Monday and Tuesday, you can create an excuse for Wednesday and Thursday. And because you create an excuse for Monday through Thursday, you could essentially make an excuse for the rest of the week and the rest of the month. And lo and behold, you no longer go to the gym. So you don't want that to happen. You want that snowball to be going in the reverse direction, where you're constantly and consistently working out. Have backup plans. Try to go to the gym. Of course, to create that hypertrophy and to build as much muscle as possible, it's always best to go to the gym or to use progressive overload as much as you can, which means heavier weights, better technique, better positioning, things like that, so that you can try to increase muscle growth. Or if you have to stay home, have home workout backup plans that you can do, exercises that you can do at home. I have a video up about exercises that you can do while you're at home so that it can help you, and I'll link that down in the description below. It's a video that I did a few years back, but it should definitely be able to help you. But hopefully it gives you some pointers of things that you can do to tackle different parts of your body while at home. Remember, muscle is metabolically active. This is going to help you not have to eat so much while still outputting a lot of energy, because your muscles require a lot of energy. Your muscles require more energy than fat, so you want as much muscle as you can, because that suffocates the fat even more. When your body has to deal with partitioning the calories that you take in with your muscles, the sky's the limit, and you can continue to burn fat more easily while still utilizing intermittent fasting. And finally, the third mistake that people are making in 2020 when it comes to intermittent fasting is poor food choices. It's easy when you're stuck at home to order out or eat something or throw something together and not actually focus on the foods that you're eating. The foods that you're eating is incredibly important, because this will dictate everything else. Even if you're intermittent fasting, yes, you're in a fat burning mode, but if you're overeating, it doesn't matter. As we mentioned in the beginning, you're still going to store more fat than you actually burn. And the food choices matter. If you're eating highly processed foods that are simple carbohydrates, for example, it will be unsatiating. It will not be satiating, and it will cause you to want to eat more. It'll send signals for you to eat more. It'll make it easier for you to eat those types of foods over and over again, increasing your calorie intake, because those foods tend to be calorie dense, while giving you none of the nutrition that you need to actually facilitate things like muscle growth, or even provide things like fiber that help with weight loss by providing better gut health. All of these things will not be on your plate because you're eating things that are quick, high processed, high calorie dense. Now, even if you wanted to eat calorie dense because your goal is to gain weight while intermittent fasting, gain muscle or what have you, you still don't want to eat highly processed, high carbohydrate only meals, because you can still overeat, and you don't want to overeat. You want to strategically eat a certain amount of calories so you can build muscle effectively. My recommendation is to up your protein, and I say this a lot because it's very important. The more protein you eat, the more amino acids you're providing to your body so that you can help build muscle. Those are the building blocks for muscle tissue. And then on top of that, it just has a higher thermic effect than all the other foods. So 100 calories of protein does not break down the same way 100 calories of carbohydrates or 100 calories of fats would. So focus on high quality foods while increasing your protein intake, and try to reduce your consumption of fast food and highly processed meals. This will go a long way, not just in what you're eating for that moment, but also mentally, as your hormones will be on your side, because a lot of protein meals tend to be highly satiating and can help you make better choices in the long run and stick to your protocol. Hopefully this video has helped you guys, and of course, as always, I want to thank my patrons for my Patreon. I'm going to go ahead and put their names right up here.